Hey guys, what is happening? This is Masq from Element Gaming, and today I'm going to show you why I'm so awesome in these Inferno videos you've been watching on the channel. I'm going to go in and show you my build, the abilities I'm using, the runes, the passive abilities, all that good stuff, and show you a brief example of it. Yeah, let's say example. You can't really label awesomeness. For some reason I'm here. No idea why. I've been hacked. Somebody's been playing my game. Place and just hope there's some blues there. Anyway, I want to show you the spec first. First of all, primary attack. It doesn't matter what you choose really as a primary attack. You can do whatever the hell you want. Whatever suits, whatever floats your boat. I usually go with splinters. I don't know why, I just do. Because it's easy mode, I guess. You can go with ghost bomb as well, that's pretty cool for AoE, but another one as well is rain of toads, that's pretty cool. But like I said, there's no really any solid choice that you can just do what the hell you want. Anyway, too much into that. It's decay, secondary attack. This is going to be your bread and butter for this build. So is Vision Quest, and I'll explain why. If you don't already know, you probably do know because it's like hundreds of builds out there with Vision Quest and Bears. But this is just one that I find myself comfortable with so far. It's not special, or I don't claim it to be the best or anything like that. I think it's a good laugh. I like using it. Right, zombie bears. We got Fetish Army, Fetish Ambush Rune. Each fetish deals 250 weapon damage as physical to any enemy as it is summoned. So basically, that's quite a nice melee range AoE, especially if you're getting, swarmed by like 3 or 4 blues with chains or something like that. That's a good escape route because you could use that. And the little minions you summon, usually, I think like 9 times out of 10, will pull the aggro off those mobs off of you, which will give you time to escape, which is why I like using it. I mean, you don't need Fetish Ambush, but you can even have zombie dogs on there, I guess. That'll work too with the damage absorption. 10% per dog. I think if you've got 4 dogs, you'll have to change one of the passive abilities to dog was a zombie handler or something. Anyway, the next ability I'll be talking about is Soul Harvest. Now this is pretty cool because it increases your deeps. That's right, your deeps. Now if you've got a level 60 Witch Doctor and you didn't already know that, go re-roll the Barbarian because they're so easy to play. Or I'm just kidding with you. Anyway, Siphon. Now as a Witch Doctor, as this current build, that's going to be your only healing ability. Now that's going to be pretty restricting for you, but like I said, the builds that I've got at the moment require you to get in nice and close, haddy-doody with your enemies kind of stuff. Maybe if you're unlucky, you get punched in the face and get one-shotted by a friggin' Hallion or whatever they're called. Yes, that's a good healing ability plus extra deeps. Awesome. Right. Big Bad Voodoo Rain Dance. Now you don't need this. I suppose you could have Slam Dance or something else. I like to use it on bosses and blues simply because if I've got that matched with Vision Quest, I can just sit there and keep hold of my right click, have some Kit Kat, have a cup of tea or something like that, and just constantly spam zombie bears while I'm watching Ark and Unit just run around like noob cakes. So, it's awesome, but you don't need it. You could have Slam Dance for the extra DPS, like 30% I think it is. Let's have a look. Slam Dance, yeah, 30%. Plus that rolls over to your allies as well, which is pretty nice if you're in a public group with some good players. If you're with shit players, not so good, but it's still a viable option. The next ability would be Spirit Walk. Now I'm not 100% sure about Jaunt with Spirit Walk, but I like to use it because it gives you that extra second to get away or get in there in Spirit Walk into a group of enemies. I don't know, use Fetish Army or Soul Harvest or whatever it is. Get the F out and be alive, basically. It just adds an extra second to this guard mode ability that witch doctors get, which is freaking awesome. But you could probably swap that to healing journey. Nah, I mean, 7% of maximum life every second. That's it's not bad, but it's not great. 7% of your health every second for like what, 2 seconds? It's 14% of your life. Suppose you could get away with it if you mixed it with Grave Injustice, because that'll reduce the cooldown of Spirit Walk, and then depending on how many enemies you kill, you could spam that heal, I guess. But the others, on a guessed mana, yeah, it's not too bad. But I don't know, Jaunt, yeah, that's what I'm using, Jaunt. Now the passive abilities, right? There's one which is pretty obvious that you're gonna need. If you don't need it, well, if you don't use it on the spec, you're probably gonna find yourself out of mana, kiting all the time, or just standing there like a noob, leeching off the group because you can't do anything. And some people are into that kind of thing, and for those people who are, I'm speechless. I can't even say anything. I'm not even gonna quote. Gruesome Feast, right? You don't need this, but I like to use it. Now, Gruesome Feast will give you 10% of your maximum mana and intelligence for 10 seconds after picking up a health globe. Now, this effect can stack up to 5 times. Now, this is fantastic for me because I've chosen this because some of my gear's got gold pickup radius on the gear, which increases the radius of which you can pick up gold and health globes, which is freaking awesome, especially as a witch doctor. If you're going into Circle of Life, which is one of the passive abilities here, it's not too bad. And Grave Injustice as well, it affects Grave Injustice, which will increase the radius that it is procced, I guess. Yeah, I guess, something like that. You could use Gruesome Feast, that's what I like to use it for the extra deeps. DPS, that is. Jungle Fortitude, I guess you could put that on if you're in Act 2 or Act 3 and you're getting owned, or you want that little bit of extra insurance, I guess. But if you really want insurance, I'd probably go for Spirit Vessel, because that's probably pretty badass. Plus it reduces the cooldown on your Spirit Walk, which, let's be honest, it's just overpowered, silly ability. It's so cool. Pierce the Veil. Now, you don't need this one either, but I like to do it, obviously, because more damage. That's it, really. It's kind of acceptable because it increases the mana cost of all your abilities by 30%, but you need to think Vision Quest, and on occasion you'll have Rain Dance, and that's like 300% mana regeneration when 4 or more abilities are on cooldown. So you can forgive the fact that it reduces your mana by 30% purely based on Vision Quest. You probably won't be able to spam as much as you would if you didn't have it. If you did have it, even. So if you do have it, you won't be able to spam bears as much with Vision Quest on. But if you're looking for longevity, I guess, or resource efficiency, I'd probably go for Blood Ritual. But 15% of mana costs are paid with life, and if you're in a sucky group and you've got no way of healing yourself, and you find yourself out of luck with, I don't know, blues with reflect damage, it's not gonna end nicely. I mean, it depends what you get, really. I mean, it's not always nice, but you can get away with it. I guess with spamming bears, you could have this fetish sycophants or whatever they're called. Now, this will give your bears, obviously because it's, what is it, zombie charger, yeah, there's third from the top there, it's affected, so every time one of your bears attack at an enemy, it's got a 3% chance to summon a dagger wielding fetish to fight by your side for 60 seconds. Now, believe me, they will not last for 60 seconds in Inferno mode. I'm talking like, they'll probably last about 15 or 20 because they just get owned. But, they'll take aggro off you. You know, that's what you want, isn't it? Solo mode anyway, that's pretty cool. You don't need it, but, you know, it's quite cool. I've yet to test it, but I think I would like to. You can change that for Gruesome Feast, I guess. Or you can change it for Pierce the Veil. Either one's fine. Like I said, that's just like the basis of the build I'm using. It's not the best, but I'm comfortable with it, and I'm having fun with it at the moment in like groups and stuff like that. And yeah, now I'm going to show you a quick video of how it works. If I can find some gold. So we go to the Royal Crypts. No. How am I going to find? I don't know. Let's go to Fields of Misery so I can get owned by some charges. Yeah. Right, let's see. First group. I know. Let's see if I can find some blues or golds. I'll be editing this out as well, so don't worry about that. Blues, here we go. Right, let's see what this. Oh, Wallers, Plague, Desecrators, Electrified. This will be fun. Lagging bad here. Okay, Wallers are stopping the bears, but no fear. Bears are here. Right, is that all of them? Nope. Okay, that's all of them. So now you can see my DPS was 22k before, and now it's gone up to 40 odd. That was because of the Gruesome Feast? Oh, yeah. Gruesome Feast, yeah. It only gives you the stack for 10 seconds, but you know, for those 10 seconds, it could be a lot of damage, you know what I mean? I like using it. That's why I like using it. So effectively, it almost doubles your DPS, and if you noticed, I only had 2 or 3 stacks of Soul Harvest, so the DPS can increase on that as well. It's a pretty selfish build, if you get what I mean. It's not very supportive. The only kind of support abilities that you do have would be, you know, the 2-minute cooldown Big Bad Voodoo, which will increase your attack speed and movement speed of enemy allies by 20% for 20 seconds. Now, that's cool, but as you noticed then, those enemies were plagued, and you know, they were probably, I can't remember if they were Desecrators as well, but if you've got like AoE abilities like that on a group of elites or rares, whatever they are, or lasers, if you pop that Big Bad Voodoo down, it could be a matter of seconds before there's AoE all over it, especially if they're looking at you. So it might end up pushing you out of that buff area, and just trying to stay in it could end up getting you killed. That's the only downside of it I can think of, but you know, yeah. So that's my build, and that's what I use in Inferno mode, and I'm happy with it. But if you've got any suggestions of how I can improve it, or you know, any criticism, just tell me how much I suck. You know, whatever. I'm up for it. So yeah, I'm always open for suggestions. I always want to learn, obviously. Be stupid not to. So if you like it, guys, like it. If you hate it, hate it. If you want to comment, comment. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This is Masq from Element Gaming, and this is my build for Witch Doctor in Inferno.